February 7th, 1987. You know that feeling you get when you're being watched? That feeling like a hole is being bored into your back, like you can swear that there's nothing behind you, but when you turn there's nothing. Well, I've learned it all too well. I moved to the States from London a few weeks ago, and ever since I got here, things have been strange. It feels as if whenever I turn my back, there's someone staring me down, even if I know I'm alone. Apparently, every tenant in the complex has felt the same way when they moved here, but it went away pretty fast. I've been here about 2 weeks, though, and it feels like it's only gotten worse. Hopefully, it'll go away soon. I don't know how much longer I can deal with feeling like there's someone staring me down when I'm just trying to enjoy a cup of tea after work. On a less paranoid note, I've met a handful of the other tenants, and they were incredibly nice, though there was one who was off when I first met her. Her name is Jane. Jane wasn't bad or anything, she just seemed really jumpy. I guess that's the right word to describe her. Or paranoid. It felt like any little noise would make her tense up. I tried asking Jane why she's always acting so paranoid, and all that she said was, "I never know when they're watching." I never did figure out what it meant, since she went back into her flat after that without another word. Maybe the other tenants know something about it? I'll have to ask about it whenever I see the other tenants again. February 11th, 1987. I went around to a few of the other tenants I've met and asked them about Jane and what she might have meant, and none of them seemed to have any idea either. But they did know exactly what I was talking about with that answer she gave me. Clearly, I'm not the only one who took notice of Jane's jumpiness and got curious. But she's also clearly secretive about it. I asked one of the older tenants named Marvin, and he said that he tried to ask Jane about what she meant. And she was really dodgy about the whole thing, saying he wouldn't believe her and that it's not important. Then when Marvin added that she looked scared just by mentioning whatever it was that Jane says is watching her, I wish I knew how to help her with whatever was causing it. Maybe knowing how to help Jane would help me too. February 18th, 1987. I'm recording this entry a little bit past 1 in the morning. Jane just screamed loud enough to wake up half the complex. About 3 of us rushed over, panicked that there was something like a break-in happening, but when we got inside there was nothing but Jane, who seemed even more scared than normal. She told us that there was someone inside the flat with her, but then one of the other tenants, I think her name was Estelle, she searched the place and couldn't find anyone. Marvin offered to stay with Jane for a bit, and even invited Jane to his flat for some tea to calm down, and she accepted, although she seemed very hesitant. I'm going to check on her tomorrow and see if she's okay. February 25th, 1987. I just got back to my flat after, Jesus Christ, I don't even know how to explain what just happened. I guess I'll just try and explain it from the start, and maybe it will make more sense to me when I finish saying it. I woke up to Jane screaming. Marvin and another tenant I hadn't met woke up too. I didn't have time to ask who he was. When we got to Jane's flat, we saw Jane on the floor, fighting for her life, digging her nails into the floorboards in an attempt to slow down whatever had her. Marvin yelled something to the other tenants, and they each grabbed one of Jane's arms and started pulling her and struggling a lot to get Jane free of whatever her leg was stuck on. I swear, I saw something under the bed. It looked like an eye, and it looked like it was glaring at me. Marvin broke me out of it by shouting for me to help pull Jane out from under the bed. The entire time, Jane was screaming and begging for us to help. Tears were running down her face, and she was sobbing incoherently. With one final pull, we finally pulled Jane free, but there was something gripping onto Jane by her ankle. I don't know what went wrong in my head at the moment, but I swear that I saw a hand that was this tar black colour and these talons for fingers. And there was a cloudy white eye on the back of it, the same one that was glaring at me from under the bed. The second that this thing's hand was pulled into the light of Jane's bedroom, it let go and retreated underneath the bed. Marvin and the other tenant moved the bed and they didn't see anything. I was so distraught that I didn't even think to address what I thought I saw. Marvin convinced Jane to stay with Estelle in her flat for a while until we knew that whatever attacked her was gone. April 9th, 1987. Jane moved back to her flat a week ago. And that thing came back. It got her. It dragged Jane under the bed. And the second she was underneath the bed, her screams stopped as if they never started. We didn't know what else to do, so we called the police. They didn't believe us when we said she got pulled out of the bed and was gone, but they at least said they'd start investigating her disappearance and Jane's immediate family would be contacted. I don't think they'll find her, though. I doubt that whatever took Jane plans on returning her. January 4th, 1989. It's been a long time since I've recorded anything. I think I stopped because I've been too scared to lose focus and let my guard down. Jane is still missing. The police have practically quit searching for her. The few that are still trying to find any leads keep telling us that she's still out there somewhere, missing, and keep assuring her family that they'll make sure she comes home safe, but I know they're just saying it to comfort them. I know that Jane is dead. I know that whatever that thing was, wherever Jane went, she's not coming back. And now that thing is after me. That thing is watching me. Waiting to strike, like I'm prey to that monster. It's watching. Waiting for the perfect moment to strike. I can't ever stop being afraid. I can never stop looking over my shoulder. The second I do, that thing is going to kill me. I invested heavily in torches and batteries, and I always keep both on me because I never know when that thing is going to try and show up. The only thing that seems to keep it at bay is light. The lights on my flat are always on, no matter what. But despite all of that, I can still feel myself being watched, no matter where I go. I can feel its eyes boring holes into me from everywhere. I know for a fact that this thing is taunting me, waiting for the perfect moment to attack. When I forget my torch, or the batteries die, and I don't have fresh ones, or there's a power outage, this thing knows. It knows. The bastard knows that I just need to wait. It could attack me right now. Why would it? I can wait longer than I can. I'm I'm recording this final log for anyone who might be just as unlucky to fall victim to this fucking thing. If anyone is listening to this, please kill that thing.